Rembrandt Communications helps you boost sales, awareness, and credibility fast with a unique combination of SEO, copywriting, content marketing strategy, and public relations. Visit RembrandtWrites.com for your free initial consultation today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Simplify Your Small Business. David Wolf here, as always, with Melanie Rembrandt, the small business PR expert. Melanie, welcome back.
Hi, David. How are you today?
I'm doing great, as always. And, I try to decide to be great. So every time you ask me that question, I'm like, yeah, I'm great. Maybe I'm not as great. That may be on the spectrum of greatness. But how about you? All going well?
All is good. And, it helps. It puts you in a better mood if you say you're great, even if you're sick or not doing so great. Yeah,
it's kind of like that Tony Robbins thing. It's about posture. It's about it's really deciding about what your frame of mind will be. Anyway, that's not what we're going to talk. This podcast, we're going to really interesting dive on sort of what I'll call the overarching idea is the language we use in the communications for our business. And this really relates to do we fight over which words to use, which is the headline. But really it's about this whole idea about choice in style and verbiage, right?
Exactly. A lot of times, you have people with their personal opinions about how things should be written. And it can be a real waste of time to figure out whose opinion to go with. So, I do have a couple of tips for people today to get over that so they don't have to argue with coworkers about their actual marketing content.
As always, you have great tips. And, the first one is about the AP or the Associated Press style. So it might be helpful. What is the Associated Press style, and then how does it apply to really making decisions about how to verbalize?
Well, basically, it is a book that's updated regularly called the AP Style Book and Briefing on Media Law. And you can get this online. And basically, they update it. And it is a standard for how you write and use grammar. And a lot of the official press releases out there are written with this style. A lot of people also use the Chicago Style Guide. But basically, you pick which one you want to use. And then it is a standard, and that's how you write your grammar for all the writing for your company. That way there are no arguments about, we should have a comma here or we should capitalize this. Wow. It's all spelled out for you. So everyone in your company follows this. There's no argument about it, and it's done the correct way. And if there are some conflicts about what to use, you just open the book and say, okay, this is what we're using. And so it eliminates all the time spent on arguing about how a certain sentence should be written. And It might seem very picky, but it does happen. I've had clients and corporations, get very into how things are written.
Wow. And what's the difference between the Chicago style book and the other one, whatever that's called?
Oh, the AP Associated Press Style Guide.
I see. So one's called AP and the other's Chicago. Is that how it works?
Yeah, and they have a few differences in them. Some media use the Chicago Style Guide. Some companies do. A lot use the AP style. I tend to use the AP style because a lot of press releases are written in that manner that are official for public corporations. But it just depends, which one you like. But if you do have instances in your company where that's happening and, people want to use their own way of writing things, that's one way just to get rid of that argument.
Beautiful. And one final question I had about these guides, both of them, do they deal with form as well as the grammar?
Yes.
Okay. So the document form is also covered.
In some senses, yes. It just depends, yeah. But it's updated regularly, so it also includes social media language and that type of thing. So it's just a good guide to have.
Excellent, Melanie. It's a standardized resource to really help eliminate sort of the question mark around how to do press releases. Number two, and we've talked about the idea of testing anything we do in marketing or PR. Test it.
Right. I mean, a lot of times their arguments come up. Oh, we should send out an email at this time. We should use this subject header. We should write about this topic. Well, again, great. You can please everyone. Send out 2 different versions of whatever it is and test it to see which one works best. And then you have a winner. So there are no arguments. So basically, these 2 tips are about, the little arguments that come up in business when it has to do with marketing content, press release writing, etc. But again, if you test it and you're getting a lot of sales from that particular email, it works. So you have a winner. and the argument ends. Everyone's happy because your company's making money. The customers are getting what they want. So those are two ways that I kind of end arguments quickly.
So let's review. These are two really powerful tips around language. Number one, use the AP style.
Yes, there are guides out there that you can share with your entire organization so everyone knows exactly how to write particular content for your organization.
Beautiful. And number two is test what you write.
Yes, there's no reason to spend time on dumb arguments over word usage, grammar, and style. Test it, see if it works, and whatever gets the best results wins.
Excellent. Melanie Rembrandt, you are the small business PR expert. I'm David Wolf from Podcast and Radio Networks for audiobooks and podcast production and distribution. Thank you, as always, for listening to Simplify Your Small Business, the podcast to help you do exactly that. Simplify. Melanie, as always, thanks. Great to be with you.
Thanks, David. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Podcast and Radio Networks produces and distributes podcasts and audiobooks for authors, speakers, entrepreneurs, and business leaders. If you're an existing podcaster, find out about our unique Grow Your Podcast distribution program to help you grow, connect, engage, and transact with your audience. Learn more at podcastandradio.com.